Need to make sure this is on first, huh? Good morning, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you're at this moment in time. How you doing? It's morning here, as you can tell by the title. It does say "Live in the Morning with Me, Poet." That's what I am, and that's what we do here on this channel. And of course, that's probably why you're here. At least that's why I'm here. At least that's why I think I'm here. Hmm. I guess this might be about life's purpose. I don't know. I know what my life's purpose is. It's poetry. And here we do poetry with a twist. We make songs out of it using artificial intelligence. Yes, a little music AI generator thingy called Suno. Normally, I have a bunch of new ones and stuff, but I've been slacking lately because of life circumstances. What was it? Tuesday, we had power outage. So I didn't get to finish my freaking show on Tuesday, and then Wednesday it was just like, eh. And then after my show on Wednesday, oh my lord. In the meantime, before I get to that, sounds about my life. Sounds about like my life. But before we get to that, please make sure, like and subscribe and all that stuff, because we're at like 450. People are celebrating. Oh, I got 500. Oh, I got 1,000. Oh, I got 2,000. I'm fucking stuck at 450. But more importantly, everything we do here, besides being pretty cool, is under the fair use and in the public domain, So, good morning. How's it going, David? Yes. Well, like I was saying, after I left y'all on Wednesday, I mentioned I was going to go do a project, help my buddy with a project, right? Well, I got a bunch of stuff done on that, and then 11 o'clock rolls around, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get me some lunch. I go and get me some lunch and came back, and he's talking to his doctors, okay, because he's got some issues, and well. They call back a little later, and they're like, "You need to get to the emergency room." Uh, Mind you, this is around noon Wednesday. So, and doing things with him, it can be an ordeal at times. So we get in, okay, because he had to uh, got to the emergency room around 1 o'clock, checked in and everything, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited. Can't emphasize the word words. We waited. We waited for a while. Finally, around close to about 10:30 p.m. Okay, mind you, we got there around 1 p.m. So 9.5, 10 hours later, they finally get him in. He'd been retaining water and stuff, you know. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, they admitted him. So I've been dealing with that. And of course, I sent the post. That's why I had like 2 hours sleep. Hey there, Millie. How is it going? You're lurky. All right. Well, I am going to. He is. Well, he's at the hospital, and they're doing tests and stuff. Um, hey, if you. Well, enough about that. Let's play some music because I have nothing planned. Nothing planned for today besides here. I was looking at these folders. I'm like, let's start. Let's go back. Let's go back to some early stuff. Here. This one is pretty chill.
Forced it through the green fuse, drives flower, drives my way. And I am done to tell the crooked roads. Our youth is bent by the same wintry fever. Force that drives the water through the rocks, drives my red blood that dries the mouthing streams, turns mine to wax. And I am dumb to mouth unto my veins how at the mountain spring the same mouth sucks. Whirls the water in the pool, stirs the quicksand that ropes the blowing wind, hauls my shroud sail. And I am dumb to tell the hanging man how of my clay is made the hangman's line. Of time leach to the fountainhead of drips and gathers, death fallen blood shall calm her source. And I am dumb to tell a weather's wind how time has ticked the heaven round the stars. And I am done to tell the lover's tune how at my sheet goes the same crooked word.
Well, after the past couple days I've had, exactly, just what we need. Let me find some more. You're gonna have to bear with me because most of my stuff is I'm an angry dude, so it kind of reflects. But let's try this one, Wild Honey. I think this one's kind of calm.
Where hints of racy sap and gum out of the old dark forest come, where birds their beaks like hammers wield, and pith is pierced and bark is peeled, where the green walnut's outer rind gives precious bitterness to the wind. There lurks the sweet creative power, as lurks the honey in the flower. A subtile effluence floats around, where sheathed shootlets break the ground, and in each blossom's magic cup, from infinite deeps a thought comes up. In winter's bud that bursts in spring, in nut of autumn's ripening, that I crit ball in the moon. Sleeps the elixir strong and old, that Rosicrucian sought in vain. Life that renews itself again. What bottled perfume is so good as fragrance of split tulip wood? What fabled drink of god or muse was rich as purple mulberry juice? And what school-polished gem of thought is like a rune from nature caught? He is a poet strong and true, who loves wild thyme and honeydew, and like a brown bee works and sings, with morning freshness on his wings, and a gold burden on his thighs, the pollen dust of centuries.
And good morning, Tiff. How are you doing? As you can tell, we're kind of doing chill right now, so it's going to be, I'm going to be searching for stuff. That is cool to have 4 days off. It's always good. Yes, we soldier on. Let me go back up this way. Let's ask it how I'm doing. Good morning. Thank you very much. I need them. It's always good to have a hug, though. Oh yeah, so it's my buddy. He's doing okay. He's doing good. He's having water retention issues, right? And yeah, and he couldn't get it off, and that's what he was telling them about. And they was like, okay, well then water retention issues might not be a good thing. So they said, get in. We'll do some tests, and they found his potassium was really low, and with low potassium, they can't take off the water using like diuretics or anything like that. So they're pumping him full of this and that, and doing more tests and stuff to figure it out. So he'll be in the hospital for a couple days. But it's all covered by his insurance, thank goodness, because he's homebound disabled and stuff. Yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, He's considering as much stuff that's wrong with the guy, he's extremely lucky that he's getting the care he needs. So let's do this really chill one. Yes, sir.
Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon. Bees escaping out the moon. Bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing, silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone, lying on my back, lipping honey, drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far off, far this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon, bees escaping out the moon, bees returning through the moon, silver bees intently buzzing, silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb. I, a drone lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. When curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower.
Okay, yeah, here. Hey, Netmaster, how's it doing, kiddo? How you doing? Well, he's my friend, and life's a lot more interesting with him in my life than it isn't at times, although it can be frustrating because you have to make allowances. He's like my Sheldon Cooper, you know. He's like our little Sheldon Cooper. Oh, I guess so. But I met this guy. I met this guy because of the Xenu Marlene. Yeah, this was like 30 some years ago, and my cousin had met him through some people, and me and my cousin were like, wanting to get high, because I was self-medicating. I didn't know it at the time, but you're young and early 20s and stuff, and my cousin goes, I know someone. Called him John Kane. He has this cane that he walks with. And we went over to his apartment, and yeah, of course, he's actual early medical marijuana proponent, because without it, he wouldn't be alive. It's a long story. I wrote about him in a poem called by his name here. Let me look it up right quick. If y'all want to get a better idea, because I go into more in depth on the story and everything in this, and it's one of my early videos. Bear with me, and y'all can. I'll put the. There it is. Oh yeah, when I was that was a fun time. Looking at these old videos, I'm like, wow. Here you go. If y'all want to get the lowdown on mine and my friend John's friendship and everything, watch that video later. In the meantime, we're going to play some more music. All right, where were we here? Oh, here.
Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. and I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is people, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song. Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard, and I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is people, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song.
Yes, stay warm. You could have our warm. It's supposed to get into the hundreds, well, early low hundreds, like 100 degrees, like all next week, like 6-7 days in a row. I don't know how my little bitty pissant air conditioner is going to handle it. I'm gonna have to buy a new one. Crap. I admit, coldest I've ever been. One of the coldest I've ever been in my life was when. This was 2004. Wow, long time ago. 2004, and I was on my first deployment, and we went around South America and going through the Straits of Gibraltar, that area, in June, July, and it was just freaking frigid but beautiful. Oh my Lord, beautiful. Let's see up here. Know how that is, my friend. You know, ain't nothing wrong with being a little exhausted, especially if you got stuff done. And I guess that's one of the reasons we're playing just chill stuff this morning, or in your case, this evening. Yeah, we could use some of your cool. Oh, that's climate change for you. the weather starts getting crappy, and it just gets crappier and crappier. Yeah. Yeah, it's the wrong time of day to be working in an attic. The best time to do attic work is like really, really early in the morning, but be hard on an old man. Yeah, it can get cold sometimes. And, oh well. You had to move a ceiling fan. Well, it's important. The worst thing to mess with in an attic is insulation. I hate messing with insulation. Anyways, that stuff is, nah. Like, you can have it. All right, let's play another one here. Okie dokie. Here.
The robin laughed in the orange tree. Oh, windy north, a fig for thee. While breasts are red and wings are bold, and green trees wave us globes of gold. Time sighs shall reap but bliss for me.
Sunlight song and the orange tree
burn golden globes in the leafy sky. My orange planet's crimson eye will shine and shoot among the spheres and thread the heavenly orange tree
with orbits bright of minstrelsy.
If that I hate wild winter spy, the gibbet trees, the world in wide, the sky but gray, wind over gray. Why should I ache the season slay? I'll sing from the top of the orange tree, Gramercy, winter's tyranny. South with the sun and keep my climb. My wing is king of the summertime. My breast to the sun his torch shall hold, and I'll call down through the green and gold. Time, take thy scythe, reap bliss for me, bestir thee under the orange tree.
Oh, you don't have to worry about safety here because no one watches. No one watches my show, but you guys. And she'd be telling you anyways, for the most part. Yes, I would really love to travel, but it's, I don't know. I don't think right now is a really good time to leave the United States unless you're leaving it for a long time. Unless you're leaving it for a long time. You know what I mean? All right. Well, I'm going to be playing some cool, chill stuff. So, More banjo, more fiddle. Here. Where are we at here? I haven't heard this one in a while.
After the sun's eclipse, the brighter angel and the spear which drew a bridal outcry from her open lips. She could not prove it true, or think at first of any means to test by what she had been wedded or possessed. Not all cries were the same. There was an island in mythology called by the very vowels of her name, where vagrants of the sea, changed by a wand, were made to squeal and cry as heavy captives in a witch's sty. The proof came soon and plain. Visions were true, which quickened her to run God's barefoot errands in the rocks of Spain, beneath its beating sun, and lock the oath of ecstasy within. The tempered consonant of Disitan. The proof came soon and plain. Visions were true, which quickened her to run God's barefoot errands in the rocks of Spain, beneath its beating sun, and lock the oath of ecstasy within. The proof came soon and plain. Visions were true, which quickened her to run God's barefoot errands in the rocks of Spain, beneath its beating sun, and lock the oath of ecstasy within. The tempered consonant of discipline.
Take frequent naps. That's what I do. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I wish I could go over there, but yes, I won't. I'll be in school. Yes, my Septembers are going to be taken up for the next several years. So, okay. Where were we here? Y'all were talking about. Oh, cold. Yeah, I agree. You can only take off so many clothes. Yes, and yeah, you'd be like, yeah, put more on, please, please, please. Oh no, where are we here? Here.
I've watched the seasons passing slow, so slow, in the fields between Libassay and Bethune. Primroses and the first warm day of spring, red poppy floods of June, August and yellowing autumn sow. Two winter nights, knee-deep in mud or snow. And you've been everything. Dear, you've been everything that I most lack. In these soul-deadening trenches, pictures, books, music, the quiet of an English wood, beautiful comrade looks, the narrow bouldered mountain track, the broad full bosomed ocean, green and black, and peace and all that's good. Been everything that I most lack. In these soul-deadening trenches, pictures, books, music, the quiet of an English wood, beautiful comrade looks, the narrow bouldered mountain track, the broad full bosomed ocean, green and black, and peace and all that's good. Dear, you've been everything that I most lack. In these soul-deadening trenches, pictures, books, music, the quiet of an English wood, beautiful comrade looks, a narrow bouldered mountain track, the broad full bosomed ocean, green and black, and peace and all that's good, and all that's good.
All right, I'm going to try to keep together here, but I've got to address this. My dad would know this. My dad, he liked country music. I just got reminded that today, the 18th of July, I was working at this place called SAS, San Antonio Shoes, in Conway. Got home. My sister meets me out there. I was living here at the time. She was in high school. And this was 1997. And she told me that he died of a massive heart attack a couple hours before. Yeah. Today he died. So he and I didn't part on the best of terms. And I'd come to some realizations and stuff because of some stuff I'd been gone through. And he was going to come out here. I didn't want to. I couldn't afford to, or I couldn't make it to, because he lived in West Virginia, where my extended family's from. And so I never got the chance to talk to him. Didn't want to do it over the phone. Hey, Joe. No, just dealing with some daddy issues. I just realized that today's July 18th, and on July 18th, 1997 was when my father passed away suddenly of a massive heart attack. But some good memories here. It's one of the reasons I do this. All right, let me play a couple more, and then I've got stuff I got to do. No, here. Some Elliot Sweeney.
Apenic Sweeney spread his knees, letting his arms hang down to laugh. The zebra stripes along his jaw, swelling to maculate giraffe. The circles of the stormy moon slide westward toward the river plate. Death and the raven drift above, and Sweeney guards the horned gate. Gloomy Orion and the dog are veiled and hushed, the shrunken seas. The person in the Spanish cape tries to sit on Sweeney's knees, slips and pulls the tablecloth, overturns a coffee cup, reorganized upon the floor. She yawns and draws a stocking up. The silent man in mocha brown sprawls at the windowsill and gapes. The waiter brings in oranges, bananas, figs, and hothouse grapes. The silent vertebrate in brown contracts and concentrates, withdraws. Rachel Narabinovich tears at the grapes with myrrh's paws. She and the lady in the cape are suspect, thought to be in league. Therefore the man with heavy eyes declines the gambit, shows fatigue, leaves the room and reappears outside the window, leaning in. Branches of wisteria circumscribe a golden grin. The host with someone indistinct converses at the door apart. The nightingales are singing near the convent of the Sacred Heart. And sang within the bloody wood when Agamemnon cried aloud and let their liquid siftings fall to stain the stiff, dishonored shroud.
I don't know if I got anything that sounds like John Denver, but yeah. Daddy issues and everything aside, if you got anything you need to take care of it. I need to offer my own advice because me and my mom. Oh my lord, if you've yeah, me and my mommy issues are worse than my daddy issues ever thought about being. At least she's still around. Although she's 78 years old. Oh boy. Let's play a few more. Oh, ooh. Here. Let's play this one. Stopping by Woods.
Whose woods these are, I think. Oh, his house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. His harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
Ain't nothing wrong with taking some time off. Remember, I took like almost a whole week off. And getting back to it. The point is to have fun. Even though, talking about mommy and daddy issues. Got them galore, don't we? But yeah. Yeah, my dad died. He was 57, almost 58. He'd have turned 58 in a month. His birthday's August 18th. And yeah, be safe, man. Did I say hi to you too, Mona, earlier? I don't know. Yeah, Mona. I think I said it earlier. I don't know. It's in the morning. Oh boy. Yes, real world stuff happens. We can't just all live in the tubes. Yes, happy new house. Happy new digs. You can just make it a home for as long as you're there. All right, let me play a couple more, and then I'm going to go do stuff before it gets too hot. Here, where are we at here? Okay, let's go back to this one here. We're going to keep it on. Actually, this is where it's located here. Not that one. Not that one. Here. No. Yeah. Make up your mind, Brian.
Heaven bless the babe, they said. Heaven bless the babe. What queer books she may said where she must have read. She must have read. Love by whom I was beguiled. Grant I may not bear a child. Little does she guess today, little does today, what the world may be, they say. What the world may be, they say. They say. Snow drift deep and covered till the spring, my murder lover. Little does she guess today, little does she day, what the world may be, they say. What the world may be, they say. They say. Snow drift deep and covered till the spring, my murder lover. Snow drift deep and covered till the spring, my murder lover.
Another reason why I do this. Yep. Three-stepping with the coffee pot. So yeah, I guess, glad I got a little bit of that out. I didn't know it was there. So let me do a couple more here, or one more. Oh no, okay. Okay, I just want to stay within that vein here. Yes, coffee. Coffee is important, especially this morning. Let's see here. We'll go back to this folder. And we'll play. Here. Let's play this one.
What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why I have forgotten, and what arms have lain under my head till morning. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight. Sigh upon the glass and listen for reply, and in my heart there stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. Thus in winter stands the lonely tree, nor knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. I cannot say what loves have come and gone, I only know that summer sang
All right, I am going to play us out on. Well, here, let me do this first. The most important caption that I have. Have an awesome day, my friends, and all that jazz. Because, we got to go do stuff. Because, yes, you have an extended family here, because you definitely cannot choose who you were born to, unfortunately. Yeah, what's the old saying? Well, I saw this one saying one time that kind of stuck with me. You go to a party with your dad and you leave with your mom. Oh boy, and that's where the trouble starts. Oh boy, I needed this. Oh yes. Oh yeah, you need to take pictures and show it and send them to one of us, and I'm pretty sure we'll show them online if you want us to, because it'd be cool to see your work. Kind of appropriate for how this conversation's ending, ain't it? All right, because yeah, let's play this out on a happy note, sort of, because this is a really cool one. We know this song, we love this song. this poem too from this song and this poem. Beggar cried. Eh.
Time to put off the world and go somewhere and find my health again in the sea air. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck. Make my soul before my pate is bare, and get a comfortable wife and house to rid me of the devil in my shoes. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck. The worst devil that is between my thighs. And though I'd marry with a comely lass, she need not be too comely. Let it pass. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck. But there's a devil in a looking glass. Nor should she be too rich, because the rich are driven by wealth as beggars by the itch. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck. And cannot have a humorous happy speech. And there I'll grow respected at my ease, and here amid the garden's nightly peace. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck. The wind-blown clamor of the barnacle geese. Barnacle keys.
Yes, my friends, and take care. Have a good day. And then, what was it going? I was going to say something about something or other, but I will. I'll let him know, because I don't know if he's. Sometimes he watches. I don't know, but who knows? I talked to him earlier, and he said he was going to try to go back to sleep. So hopefully he's sleeping. So, I appreciate your time. Get that right. Your time. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Have an awesome day and all that jazz. And be sure to like and subscribe and blah, blah, blah. But I will see y'all later. Definitely take care. Lots of hearts and stuff. And I'll do another show in the morning. Or if I get bored or something, I'll do something later today. I don't know, but we'll find out. In the meantime, later.